Ambition means something that we really want to have in our life, something that we dream about and want to achieve. We want to spend every ounce of our energy within us working towards that ambition, towards that direction. And when I say every ounce of energy, I'm not talking in terms of time that for 24 hours we are focused and working towards it. I'm saying that our abilities, focus, and attention are oriented towards that direction to help us achieve our ambition, our dream. But this doesn't stay sustainable and we get stressed. And now we end up with two contradictory things, ambition and stress. It's like creating a self made hurdle for ourselves on the path of our ambition. This is a fact that we all should know. When we go out and want to achieve something that we don't have now, it means inviting a lot of changes. Because if it were possible in the current conditions that we have, with the current efforts we are putting in, or the current potential and growth we are at, then it would have happened by now. If it requires more growth from your side, more mature efforts than what you are doing in your regular days, then there will be change. And change will happen not only within, but there will be also a need for change in your surroundings. Let's take a very easygoing example. You have finally decided that you are going to work on your dream, on your goal, and for that, you would add a few quiet hours in the morning. The change here is that you decided to get up early to utilize those quiet hours. Now, the change is not only trying to convince your body to wake up and managing your sleep cycle, which is all a huge change, but also if you're staying with family or roommates, then there will be a need for adjustments. All of a sudden you decided to change something and they are not used to this. What you had earlier was their routine as well. Now there will be lights on earlier than usual and there will be moments early in the mornings. These things may sound very little and they go often unnoticed. The people around you sometimes question these changes, sometimes it goes smoothly. Overall, it can be sorted out with conversations. These are extremely little frictions of change that you feel but never observe in this way. What I'm saying here is that when you decide to have an ambition and start to walk on that journey, there will be a lot of changes from the current life that you're living. That change is inevitable and there will be natural frictions. In a small way, this is almost like you're running towards the north for 15 to 20 minutes. You keep running in that direction, but then you have a moment and realize that you were really meant to run towards the south instead. Even while stopping and taking a U turn, you will feel the inner inertia. So it's the same whenever you start gathering your scattered energy, focus, and attention from all the directions, and now you want to send them in one particular direction, there will be natural inertia. The adjustment in routines, changes in habits, and the changes in thought processes, eventually, one by one, everything happens when you get committed towards a dream. And when you adjust these multiple things, then all the cumulative friction that you feel is stress. Like I said before, it could be entirely personal or even come from your surroundings. And the more exposure your ambition requires, the more friction from the changes you would face. What stress does is it slows down the progress. If someone would ask me to express bluntly, then I would say that stress kills your brilliance. When you realize that your ambition is something that you really want to have in your life, then it doesn't matter how many frictions you face. Make the path smooth by staying focused on the solutions, not on problems. Most of the time, we really get attached to problems, bragging about them all the time, and don't spend enough time or our focus and attention on solutions. Use your abilities, your current potential to solve these problems. Do your best. That's how you grow. Don't suppress your abilities with stress. In an ambitious life, there is no place for it. Let's understand this with a scenario. You want to do a trek on a mountain. The trek is a little difficult, not too harsh. If you keep going, you would reach there. And now you have to pack for it. What are the two things you would think about or be instructed to do while packing? Pack light and only carry essentials. So, when you're packing to walk on your journey of ambition, which would certainly expect you to walk long enough, would you decide to pack stress with you? It is definitely not an essential thing to pack, and I'm sure it won't be light to carry for a significant amount of time. Can you please remember this? For your journey, you only carry what is light and essential. So stress doesn't get a place in your bag. Unfortunately, you have to leave it behind. One more important thing to be aware of is be sincere, not serious. Yes, you could have big dreams bigger than anyone else in the world, but for how long are you going to carry a long face? If you have an attitude of carrying a mental load that says, I have to work hard, I don't have time to make jokes or have conversations with family or friends, you will be exhausted very quickly. Just be sincere towards your work. Know that you have to put in the time and you have to improve and grow over the time. That's all. That's all you need. There are people out there who say that if you won't put in 12 hours a day, it will slow down your progress and that's all your call. But in reality, maybe they build their things along with their partners or friends, yet they suggest isolation is faster and efficient, which is a very unrealistic way of looking at things. Every person is different and everyone is surrounded by a different environment. You can't generalize these kind of things. It varies from person to person. So, if you are building alone, choose a way that is sustainable and efficient for you. Efficiency and resilience matter more than a huge volume of work done only for 3 days and then being completely out of fuel. These are all the facts that we are talking about. But the thing is that in the end, following a dream should feel like a dream. It should not feel like a nightmare. Usually, on the path of ambition, you start asking questions like how long or how far is it? But when you finally reach the place or the peak of the mountain you decided to climb, it doesn't remain only about reaching there. The experience of the journey you took for the dream itself becomes more special. So, whatever line, peak, or place you have decided for yourself, however far it is, before you reach there, while you're still on your path and walking towards it, enjoy this. Be happy about this. This is a precious place to be. With that, I'll end my video here. I hope it helps you look at your ambition with a much more positive attitude. Thank you. See you in the next one.